the battle between first-time favorites.
It's Hong Kong versus Singapore. If you're a first-time international traveler, which will give you the better trip? Stay tuned to find out. If you have the time and budget for just one, where should you go? In this series, we're gonna break down and compare our travel experiences to find out which destination gave us the better trip.
Hey there, poor travelers! It's another episode of
The Better Trip, the show where we compare and contrast our travel experiences to help you decide where to go.
Today, it's Hong Kong versus Singapore! So yun, bakit nga ba yun ang napili natin?
Kasi this match was requested by one of our viewers.
Yes.
So, pinost niya yung request na to sa comment section nung Osaka versus Tokyo match natin. So, if hindi nyo pa napapanood yun, that was the very first episode of The Better Trip. Shout out kay Elias Travel Vlog na nag-request nitong topic na to. So, if you have other topic suggestions, feel free to speak up sa comment section, or you can also reach out to us sa Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and even Spotify. Hanapin nyo lang ang The Poor Traveler Single L. Another reason is, last year, we created a poll sa aming Facebook support group. Tinanong namin what was their destination nung first international trip nila, and Singapore and Hong Kong emerged as the top 2. Yun. So, sila talaga yung favorite ng mga Pinoy na first international trip nila, no? Ikaw ba, ano yung first international trip mo? Ano yung destination ng pinuntahan mo?
Ito memorable. Hong Kong. Ay, ikaw.
Singapore. See?
Before we begin, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon for instant notification para sa aming mga future uploads.
We also have to point out two things. First, we love both of these destinations. So if you can visit both, please do so. But we created this show kasi para dun sa meron lang enough budget and time for just one destination. Second, we are comparing our experiences. And as you know, travel experiences are highly subjective. What works for us may not work for you. Sabi nga ni Tita Zenaida Seva, hindi hawak ng mga videos namin ang inyong kapalaran. Gabay lamang sila.
Meron tayong free will, gamitin natin ito. Yon.
Hong Kong and Singapore are similar in many ways. Both are commercial and tourism hubs in their own little corners. And historically, meron ding parallelisms because both became colonies of the British Empire until the Japanese occupied yung area nila. But today, they are very different, especially when it comes to what they can offer to first-time international tourists. The modern and futuristic Hong Kong is one of the busiest and most developed metropolitan hubs in Asia in terms of trade and tourism. Britain maintained its rule of the territory until 1997 when it was handed back to China. But today, Hong Kong is worlds apart from the rest of the country culturally, economically, and politically because of its unique history. Hong Kong retains its free port status and has separate customs and immigration policies. Hong Kong consists of the Hong Kong Island, the Kowloon Peninsula, the New Territories, and 200 outlying islands. So that's Hong Kong. In the other corner, we have
Singapore. Singapore is an island city-state composed of the main island, 62 islets, and sprawling reclaimed lands. Its strategic location makes it an important and vibrant trade hub for centuries. Since the establishment of the Independent Republic of Singapore, it has catapulted itself to becoming a developed state. Despite the high cost and small land area, it has become a great place to live and one of the safest, most organized, most progressive, and least corrupt countries in the region and the world.
yung first section natin, as usual, is attractions. Kunyari, first time ka magta-travel abroad and pupunta ka ng Hong Kong, ano yung mga pupuntahan mo?
Gusto kong balikan talaga yung Victoria Peak dahil maganda kasi yung view ng kita mo yung buong city. Siyempre, hindi mo mawala ang Disneyland. Tapos, yung kay Jackie Chan.
Avenue of the Stars.
Ayun, Avenue of the Stars.
At saka hindi si Jackie Chan yun.
Hindi pa si Jackie Chan.
Hindi.
Si Bruce Lee yun. Si Bruce Lee ba?
Bruce Lee. Pero Avenue of the Stars yun.
Ikaw ba?
Nung first time ko kasi na mag-Hong Kong, kasama ko yung family ko. So definitely, ang una naming pinuntahan, Disneyland. Yun. So alam naman natin kung anong meron sa Disneyland. So it's a theme park. So meron dong roller coasters, mga castle, ganyan. May fireworks display pa nun. So sina Mickey Mouse, mga Disney characters. Meron kasi kami kasamang mga bagets. Gusto ko yung energy ng Mongkok. Kami naman pumupunta kami doon kapag gabi after mag-tour. Tapos bumibili kami ng mga like souvenirs at saka mga mumurahing pabango. 'Di ba? And street food. Yung Mongkok kasi parang kapag ini-imagine ko yung Hong Kong, yun yung una kong pumapasok sa isip ko. Mongkok and Tsim Sha Tsui. Pero that's because kasi sa papanood ko ng mga Wong Kar-wai films like yung Chungking Express, In the Mood for Love, ganun. So yun. Kaya medyo sa akin, I see Hong Kong as a very cinematic destination. Talaga.
Same.
Another attraction is yung Ngongping and yung Tiantan Buddha. Yung nakikita nyo na may malaking bronze Buddha na nakaupo on top of a hill. It's on Lantau Island. Same island ng Disneyland. Pero meron ding ibang attractions dun sa island na yun. Pero I guess, most first-time travelers kasi, dun sila nag-gravitate sa Disneyland and dun sa Ngongping area. And of course, another strength ng Hong Kong is you can easily visit Macau.
Oo.
Which is, ibang-iba rin yung vibe ng Macau sa Hong Kong.
Oo, magkaiba talaga siya. Lalo kasi nakapunta na kami ng Portugal. Parang, nga, very Portuguese nga yung Macau area. Compare mo talaga sa Hong Kong na puno-puno ng yung mga neon lights na nandun. Ibang-iba.
Ang mga makikita sa Macau, syempre yung Senado Square and yung ruins of St. Paul and isang damakmak na casino. So pag pumunta ka ng Hong Kong, you can visit 2 destinations. In fact, one of our trips, ang entry point namin to Hong Kong, Macau, di ba? Lumipad tayo sa Macau kasi naka-piso sale yung Macau. Tapos after natin pumunta sa Macau, nagpunta tayo ng Hong Kong. Tapos bumalik tayo ng Macau. After, kung ang Hong Kong may Disneyland, ang Singapore ay may
Universal Studios.
Yun. Nakailang beses na rin akong mag-Universal Studios na pag USS na ako, kasama yung nanay ko, kasama si Vince, and kasama yung dalawa ko pang friends, si Asta and si Ces. Hi! Parang okay lang na ulit-ulitin yung attractions. The Universal Studios Singapore is located on Sentosa Island. And within Sentosa, meron ding isa pang theme park. Sentosa Singapore is a separate theme park. So, mas malaki siya and meron din siya mga kanya-kanya attractions. May cable car yung sa Sentosa, di ba? Meron din sa Hong Kong yung Ngongping na sinasabi namin is it's accessible by cable car. Naalala ko yung nanay ko, first time niya kasi makasakay ng cable car. Sobrang tuwan-tuwa siya dun sa cable car. Malaking bagay na sa kanya yun. Malaking bagay din sa akin yun. Kasi first time ko rin nun na mag-cable car sa Hong Kong. Yung favorite kasi Singapore ay yung different ethnic districts doon. So you have Chinatown na masarap kumain. You have Little India na very ornate. Sobrang decorated.
Tsaka bilihan ng pasalubong.
Oo. Sa Mustafa.
Yes.
Mustafa Center. Huli nating na visit ay Kampong Glam. Very artsy. Diba? May mga murals.
Mga mosque, yung mga lumang bahay din.
Ako kasi, sobrang love ko kasi yung Chinatown ng Singapore just because of the food. And meron kasing, yung sa may Telok Ayer area kasi, na ang daming mga places of worship. Makikita mo yung religious and cultural diversity ng Singapore in just one street. And syempre, ang isa pang favorite natin gawin pag nasa Singapore is mag-walk around the Singapore River area. Magsa-start kami dun sa may Raffles Place, yung kita mo yung Fullerton Hotel, ganyan. Dadaan kami sa Merlion Park. From this area, makikita mo yung Marina Bay Sands na full view. Lalakarin na natin to Marina Bay Sands, to Gardens by the Bay. So yun, isang buong day na itinerary na yun, yung river pa lang.
Pwede rin nyo siyang balikan pag gabi, yung sa river, para makita ninyo yung light show pag gabi. Bumalik na kayo ng sunset hanggang sa light show kasi maganda talaga yung view.
Ang pinaka gusto ko about Singapore ay food. Because I know this is cliche, pero it's a melting pot of cultures talaga. Kasi Singapore, you can find Malaysian food, Indonesian food, Filipino food, Chinese food. Kahit na mahal ang Singapore, it's still possible to enjoy these na mura lang. Kasi ang dami namang hawker places, mga hawker centers. I think yun yung one thing na pag sinabi mong Singapore, more than Marina Bay Sands, more than Universal Studios, more than Gardens by the Bay, ang unang pumapasok sa isip ko, hawker stalls. Kasi favorite kong kumain sa Singapore. Talaga.
Yung huling punta namin doon, yun lang yung ginawa namin. Mura lang. May mga mura kayong makikita doon. Huwag niyong isipin na parang porket Singapore, mahal na lahat. Hindi.
And kung from Hong Kong, you can easily access Macau, meron ding destinations na madaling ma-access from Singapore. So, ang pinaka naiisip ko na almost parallel sa Macau is Malacca. Kasi very similar din yung history nila. Malacca also used to be a Portuguese colony. It was once under the Dutch rule din. Meron silang Dutch area, yung red area. Meron din silang yung St. Paul ruins, 'di ba? Meron sa Macau, tapos facade na lang yon. Sa Malacca, meron silang Church of St. Paul din. And easily accessible siya from Singapore. Parang it will take a few hours to get there. Hindi siya kasing bilis ng sa Hong Kong to Macau. Ito, it will take you around parang, di ko natanda, like 3 to 4 hours siguro. Kung first time international traveler ka, attractions lang yung titingnan mo, ano yung mas gusto mo?
Hirap ang tanong. Hong Kong.
Every time bumabalik ko sa Singapore, laging may bago.
Oh.
So sa akin, pagdating sa attractions, Singapore. Ang next section natin is convenience. Alin ba yung mas accessible?
In terms of flight, Hong Kong. Mas malapit ang Hong Kong kasi parang 2 hours and 30 minutes lang yung flight time compared mo sa Manila to Singapore na almost 4 hours. Sa Hong Kong kasi may option din kayo na if mahal yung airfare papuntang Hong Kong, pwede kayong mag-Macau. Compared nyo na pupunta kayo ng Singapore.
And kahit na malapit siya sa Malacca, wala naman tayong direct flights to Malacca.
Oo.
And masyadong malayo yung Kuala Lumpur para gawin yung entry point to Singapore.
True.
Although that's possible, pero kailangan mo ng more days to pull it off. So I guess yes, mas accessible naman yung Hong Kong. Whether it's proximity, travel time, or number of airports na pwede mong daanan to get there. Pero, ang maganda dito sa dalawang destinations na to, ang dami-daming flights to Hong Kong and Singapore.
Yung dalawang destinations na yan, sila yung may mga malalaking airports. Madalas naman nagka-piso fare sa parehong destinations.
Pag may piso fare, umasa kayo, may Hong Kong and Singapore.
Yes.
Yun. And Macau. Kung gusto nyo, kung wala kang mahanap sa Hong Kong, try nyo yung Macau. Kasi nagawa na talaga namin yun. Nagpunta kami ng Hong Kong, sa Macau kami dumaan.
True.
Yun. Accommodations. For me, mas madaling maghanap ng murang accommodations sa Hong Kong.
Ako din. Mas maraming options for me sa Hong Kong.
Ang hirap maghanap ng murang accommodations sa Singapore. Meron, madami din naman, pero mas marami sa Hong Kong.
Kami, ilang beses na tayo nagstay, di ba? Room, sa isang bahay, parang apartment type.
Basta yung sa mga lumang buildings sa Tsim Sha Tsui, kahit na lumang building sila, ang ganda kasi nung location.
Oo.
Tapos, meron siyang MTR station.
Super accessible ng mga bagay-bagay. Hindi kami nahirapan.
Getting around. So, saan ba mas madali mag-get around?
For me, Singapore.
Part of it is geography. Kasi, ang Singapore, meron lang siyang one main island. Tapos, andun na lahat. Kung meron ka lang 3 or 4 days, one day i-allot mo sa Sentosa, tapos the rest of the time, nasa main island ka na. Pero sa Hong Kong, may Hong Kong Island, may Kowloon Peninsula, tapos may Lantau Island din. And lahat ng to, maraming attractions. Although, well-connected naman yung mga to, I think mas organized yung transportation system sa Singapore. Diba? Whether you're taking the bus or taking the MRT. Yung mga taga-Singapore dyan, kasi ang dami nating mga readers na Pinoy sa Singapore, and ang dami rin nating readers na Singaporeans, may subtitles naman dyan. Correct nyo lang kami, ano bang masasabi nyo? Madali lang bang mag-get around sa Singapore?
Marami ring ways how to get around sa Hong Kong. Pero, base experience ko din naman, parang mas malalayo talaga.
Yung mga attractions, no, mas malalayo.
Mas malalayo.
I think kasi Singapore is smaller than Hong Kong. And more than the size, it's the geography nga. Kasi mas complicated yung geography ng Hong Kong. For international travelers, mas less yung language barrier. Remember, kasi minsan sa Hong Kong, nahihirapan tayo mag-communicate minsan with locals. Kapag yung mga older na locals, kasi hindi lahat sila nakakapagsalita ng English. So, doon nahihirapan tayo. Para sa Singapore, hindi mo siya problema.
Pagdating sa convenience, ano ang mas pipiliin mo? Anong mas trip mo?
Convenience, for me, definitely Singapore.
Singapore.
Next section is budget. I love Singapore, pero ang mahal-mahal sa Singapore. Maraming free things to do in both of these cities. Pero when it comes to other things like food, accommodations, sobrang mahal ng Singapore.
Super. Tuwing nagko-convert ako ng pera, pag bumibili kami sa Singapore, parang mahal na to. Bibili lang kami ng pasalubong, mahal na to.
Ayun. So, budget, Singapore. Ikaw din.
Budget Singapore?
Ay, so budget, Hong Kong.
Gulat
Yun.
ako.
Mas mahal sa Singapore.
Same ako. Hong Kong in terms of budget.
Next section is oomph. Kasi sometimes it's not about the attractions, it's not about the convenience. Sometimes merong something extra about that destination that makes it special. Ano ba yung oomph ng Hong Kong para sa'yo?
Climbing. Kasi very comfortable yung weather.
Lalo na kapag mag-visit ka from October to March.
Hindi harsh yung winter season nila.
Tayo mga Pinoy, sanay tayo sa mainit. So, kung magta-travel tayo abroad, lalo na kung first time, gusto natin na yung sa malamig tayo pupunta. So, yun yung meron ng Hong Kong na wala yung Singapore. Hindi siya talaga attraction, pero sa atin attraction yun. Kasi hindi natin yung nararanasan dito unless pupunta ng Sagada, Baguio. Ang magiging kalaban mo lang sa certain months ay ulan.
So, advisable nga na sa winter din kayo talaga pumunta.
Oo. Yung first trip namin with family, nagpunta kami doon mga around October. Everyday umuulan. Pero yung ulan nila, cute eh. Yung may ambon, tas nag-iipon-ipon sila sa buhok mo. Sobrang na-amaze ako dun sa mga tao. Nakaporma sila. Tapos lahat sila naka-black. Tapos naka-payong. Tapos lahat ng kulay ng payong, black. So, parang, oh. Simple lang yun, pero yun yung pinaka-unang natatandaan ko sa Hong Kong. Yun yung first impression ko ng Hong Kong. Yung summer ng Hong Kong, mainit din As in, minsan nga mas mainit din sila dito. For me naman, yung oomph naman ng Singapore is yung safety. Laging concern sa atin yung safety kapag nagta-travel. So, kasi di ba tayo kapag nagta-travel tayo sa Europe, lagi tayong paranoid na baka madukutan kasi maraming pickpockets. Sa other Southeast Asian countries, ang daming scams. Not to say na wala yung mga yun sa Singapore. Hindi naman zero crime in Singapore. Meron din syempre mga crimes na nangyayari. Pero, in general, you feel safe when you're in Singapore. And you can't say that about so many other destinations. So, I think yun yung oomph ng Singapore. You can explore worry-free. Ang pinaka-worry mo na lang talaga is baka maubos yung pera ko. Kasi ang mahal niya talaga. Yun.
Decision time!
So far, ito yung pinakamahirap na decision for me. More than Coron versus El Nido, more than Osaka versus Tokyo. I think ito yung pinakamahirap. Pero, kailangan nating pumili ng isa. So, for me, the destination that gave me the better trip and I think would give a better experience for first-time international traveler is
Singapore.
Singapore kasi, lalo na kung first-time international traveler ka, Singapore is very safe, very organized, very orderly, and it's just much easier to explore. Whether it's because of the language or the geography of the place, it's very simple. It's just an island with a few other islands around. I think Singapore is much friendlier to first-time international travelers. So, yun.
Singapore siya, guys.
And also, because Singapore is my first country. So, it holds a very special place in my heart because of it. So, yun. So, Singapore for me. Team SG. How about you?
Hong Kong.
Wait. Baliktad yung ano.
Ito ba?
Ayan. Okay.
More than the attractions, super important sa akin nung overall travel experience. Ang Hong Kong din kasi, hindi lang siya urban jungle. Marami siyang dimensions to it. Meron siyang nature side, meron siyang cultural side. Share ko lang din, personal experience ng first time ko mag-travel sa Hong Kong. Kasama ko yung mga kapatid ko sa Mongkok. For 2 hours, nakaupo lang kami dun sa bench na yun. Tapos nagpi-people watching. Yun ba yung term doon? People watching. Natanong ko sa sarili ko to, parang, what if gawin ko tong travel na to as trabaho? As my life? Without knowing na parang after few years, napabalik ako ng Hong Kong and yun nga yung naging part na siya ng life ko. Yung pagiging travel vlogger, doon ko siya unang na-realize. Kaya special sa akin ng Hong Kong, personally.
Oh.
Well, ay, natitiri-eyed ako, pero ayun.
So that's it for this episode of The Better Trip.
Do you agree with us? Whether you agree or disagree, sound off in the comment section below.
Or if you have topic suggestions, let us know rin. Follow us on Spotify kasi meron din kaming The Poor Traveler Podcast. So search nyo lang The Poor Traveler and lalabas kami doon with our friend Ces Vitan Timones. And you can also follow us on various social media channels including Twitter, Facebook, TikTok,
Instagram,
at The Poor Traveler. Single L only.
Yes.
Okay?
If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon for instant notifications para sa aming mga future uploads. Yun!
See you again next time. Plan smart, travel safe, and make every trip
Worth it!